Hey, my friend, I can't stress enough the importance for us editors to get outside the cutting room and be more active. I mean, not only is it good for our health, but it's also a great way to stay creative, and it's something that we can use to keep our sanity when things get tough with our industry. So today I'm going to share with you some tips on how you can get started with having a more active lifestyle. All right, my friend, you clicked on this video for a reason. You are interested in being physically active, doing more exercise, which first of all, congratulations, because I cannot recommend this enough. Look, I'm no health expert, no fitness expert. I just know what has worked for me and so many other people. All right, how do you get started? Well, look, it's baby steps, right? Don't push yourself too hard from the beginning. This comes from a question that I was asked recently from a friend who wants to start running, for example, because he knows that I run marathons, right? And so I would say to him, get started with walking. Walking is great. Like, go out and walk 10 minutes or walk around the block, right? But make sure you progress, right? So every week, add a minute, add another block. Just make sure that each time every so often that you are, increasing, say, the length or the intensity of an activity, right? Stretching is a great way to get started. I mean, you don't even have to leave the house, right? Although I recommend you get out, get moving, right? You want to make progress, but you don't want to make like huge progress. It's a process. It's a process. Trust me. I've been running for years, decades now, right? Now I feel like I'm in the best running shape of my life, and it's taken more than 20 years, right? So don't get carried away thinking that you got to go all out right away. Because if you go too hard, right away, you're gonna bring yourself out. You're not gonna like it. You're not gonna enjoy it, and again, you're not gonna stay consistent. And definitely don't get influenced by other people. In the sense of people telling you that you're not doing enough or you're not pushing yourself hard enough. Do you, right? Whatever works for you, work at your pace. The next thing that I recommend is finding an activity that you really enjoy. That way, you're more likely to stick with it. For example, I love running, weight training, and boxing. What don't I like? Yoga. I don't like yoga. Sure, I recognize the benefits of it, but I cannot. It's tough for me to go to yoga class. Okay, so that's something that I don't stick with, unless my wife makes me go. So find something that you really like, and so if that means trying different things, by all means, do it. One thing that can help is also maybe going with friends for a run, or you might say have participated in a sport maybe back in the day in high school, and that you like that, right? But again, it might be just trial and error. Finding say what you connect with. I mean, when I really got into it a couple of years ago, I did it because I just want to look good. I want to lose 20 pounds, and I did. But my biggest discovery was just how this really pushed me to achieving my career goals. And that time was when I wanted to break into film and scripted TV and be an editor. And so this just gave me a lot more energy. I was just much more creative, and doing this physical activity really pushed my body to its limits. I mean, I discovered just what my mind and body was capable of, and every time I discovered new things and that I could achieve more. And also during that time, I was struggling to find work. I mean, I was getting rejected left and right when I first got to LA, but this kept me going. Right? I almost used it as therapy for myself. It was very therapeutic, just being able to go out for a run or going to the gym. It really, one of the things that really helped me push through those tough times. And that's one of the reasons why I'm bringing this up right now. Obviously, we're going through some tough times in this industry, and I really recommend physical activity, exercise, to deal with these challenging times. I just want you to hear what one of my students said on our last coaching call.
I went to the gym for the first time in 3 months after feeling super bummed about everything, career, and just going to the gym for 2 hours one day. I literally woke up the next morning. I was like, wow, I'm in a new world right now. That's a really good habit to get into, whether it's going to the gym or, we know this, keeping healthy, but I was blown away how big of a difference it made. There was no other change in my life besides just waking up one day and saying, screw it, I'm going to go. In this particular period where, it's so unpredictable and strange times we live in. If anyone's feeling bummed, go for a jog, try something new.
You know what I think is a great motivator is buying new workout clothes or gear. That can definitely get you started, say, with running or lifting weights or, boxing, yoga, whatever it is. And I definitely recommend you buy fitness clothes. Don't just use your regular, Sunday shorts and whatever and cotton t-shirts. I don't recommend, because I think also that you're not going to enjoy it as much, honestly. And that plays a huge part in say doing exercise and any type of physical activity. It plays a huge part. Like, trust me, when because I was that, I used to just have these old raggedy shorts and a t-shirt, and I realized then when I bought like proper workout clothes, it's like, wow, like this is I enjoy this so much more, right? So definitely recommend that. And also what I do recommend is that you don't spend a lot of money. Look, I buy a lot of my stuff at Target, and or the outlet, right? Or get like my running shoes, because I buy a lot of those. I buy last year's model and save like 50%, right? So yeah, definitely don't go crazy, say buying like the expensive stuff. I mean, if you can, great, but I don't think it's necessary. I mean, but the more important thing is just buying the proper gear for the activity that you enjoy. Now, here's what really, really changed my life, and I cannot recommend this enough, and that is hiring a personal trainer. Look, for many years, I resisted that. Why? Because of the cost, right? I know a lot of us with anything with like trainers or coaches, mentors, whatever, like we think about it, right? We don't think it's such a maybe great investment, but trust me, me hiring a trainer and just finding or hiring help for anything has been some of the best investments that I have done in my life. And so I worked with a trainer several years ago. His name is Yuichi Ohi, out in Eagle Rock at LAKO Gym. Shout out to him and all of them. That truly changed my life. I mean, he had the toughest workouts, but when I discovered that I was able to do them, right, it felt empowering, right? That I was just capable of doing so much, and I just wanted to keep doing more because I saw that my body, even though it was tough, like my body could handle this, and my mind could, right? And so then that translated, say, especially with my mind, saying like, knowing that I was capable of so much more. But I could not have discovered this honestly by myself. It took this person really to really get that out of me, right, and push me. And if you don't want to make maybe such a huge investment, the other thing I recommend is going to fitness classes. I love classes, honestly. I discovered a lot of, say, new types of activities, exercises, and also met a lot of cool people. I'm still friends with a lot of trainers, right? But it also helped me stay consistent because once I discovered, like, say, a class I enjoyed, well, I knew that every, say, Tuesday at 7 a.m. I had that class and I would just go. I go because I enjoyed it, right? Make sure to check out this other video for more health and wellness tips for editors.